What's up, YouTube? So I know it's kind of a weird angle for the camera. I'm gonna be I know I usually just dip talks and shit like that. I usually with my buddy Andrew, but this is kind of a personal thing about dipping and shit like that. Dipping on some Copenhagen straight. I know I usually dip Stoker straight, but I'm just gonna go back and forth. Maybe just change it up a little bit so I'm not getting tired of the same exact fucking dip each time I'm dipping it, because I'll dip the shit out of Copenhagen and get really bored of it, and then dip the shit out of fucking Stoker straight. And I don't know if I'm gonna go back to Wintergreen, but pinch. So I don't know if I'm gonna go back to fucking Wintergreen anytime soon. I'm really enjoying this straight fast that I've been having. Today I'm gonna be spinning this regular fucking Pepsi bottle. And this Pepsi bottle is gonna explain you some shit. So, a lot of you guys see me spit in bottles. One of my friends ask me a lot of times, why do I spit in bottles when I'm on the road? Well, the reason why I like using bottles is, yeah, I know it can spill and all that shit, but instead of having, instead of going on I go on a road trip an hour and a half away. I didn't know that there's a car that scared the shit out of me. But let's say I go on a road trip that's an hour and a half away. And I'm gonna be dipping the whole entire time. Instead of dealing with a mud jug and then having to clean it, especially if it's in a hot sun and have it smell, by the time I'm done with the bottle, if I get to my destination, I can throw it away. That's why I like using mud jugs. My mud jug and bottles, back and forth, because bottles are really nice for fucking in the car, like that. You can throw them away. Like, well, why don't you just get a, roadie and, use that? Well, like I was saying, when you have, like, especially during the fucking summer like it is now, and it gets up to 85 degrees, Fahrenheit and sunny sometimes, do you really want something that's open? Because dip spit smells like shit after a while when it sits in the sun. That's what happens. It starts to smell like shit. So with, with a bottle, you have a cap, right? You can put the cap on, and it will conceal the smell. So then when you're done with it, you can cap it, throw it away, and not, worry about, don't worry. But you also, people might be like, oh, you're 10 cents. Well, what you can do is, you can save your bottles, rinse them out when you're done, and still get the, cash for them. So that's why I like using mud jugs and fucking dips, and bottles with a dip spit. And plus, you can get a bottle very easily instead of a mud jug. You can go to any store and buy yourself a soda. Or if you drink a lot of soda like I do, you can just go grab one, and it's very disposable. For instance, I try not using pop bottles, but that's what I've been using a lot because I've been kind of on a pop kick lately. You can also use fucking water bottles that are not 10 cents. Or use bottles that are not, recyclable, where you just have to throw them away anyways, and it saves you the effort of, letting them sit there for a while, because you don't want this nasty shit around. And, part 2 to this is, the expense. A mud jug costs you about $35 to fucking buy, or if you get any other spit bud, like the spit bud set, it's gonna probably cost you the same amount of money. When you can just go to the store, spend $1.87 on a soda, get a nice refreshing drink, get 2 drinks, spend $3, get a drink, and drink one quicker and then save the other, so then you have a nice drink after you get dipping. So it's kind of all your preference issues and shit like that. This guy probably thinks I'm fucking weird talking to my fucking self in a fucking car. which I'm not talking to you guys, but it's kind of all your preference, and yeah, there are all the, you know, the cons to spinning a bottle. You know, you might be holding it, it might spill, it might go over. You know, usually I have it, and I'll go straight here in my cup holder. So no matter what, it's going in a cup holder, and it, you know, has nice wiggle room, and it stays up pretty nicely. And nothing is, you have a cap, so if you don't spit as much, like I do, I spit a ton because I have a high saliva count. Probably going to Ben's house. My friend Trevor just went by in his truck. You can, you know, put a cap on it so you don't spit. If you don't spit as much, you can put a cap on it and then unscrew it, and always make sure you cap it. And I know you're just saying, well, Mud Jugs is more simple because you can spit in it, put it back in your cup holder, and it won't spill. Yeah, I know that. I use my Mud Jug strictly at home. You know, because I'm at home, I kind of get lazy. I don't have a nice safe place to it. It's usually on a, you know, my bottle, you know, it's usually on like my desk or some shit, and I can hit it with my hand if I move up quickly. If I put it on the floor, if I, you know, kick it around with my feet, it won't spill. So that's the nice thing about having a Mud Jug at home, and I like to use Mud Jugs more at home. I've actually been using bottles at home because I'm just too goddamn lazy to clean my Mud Jug out. Plus, you know, my parents, my dad has always been home and been bugging the fuck out of me lately. So it's all your preference on what you want to use, what you want to do. I thought I'd just make this video about my opinion on Mud Jugs and bottles. I love using my Mud Jug. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that it's, you know, American made. It's made by, you know, a good person who, you know, that makes them. I've watched how they've been made. I know they're good quality. I've tested that out. If you can see to my left, but to your right, my hand going this way, there's my window right here. So right here, there's a good, you know, so that I can actually set. I had my Mud Jug kind of set like this, and actually let go, and it flew out of my car going 55 miles per hour. The lid popped off, it rolled down the thing. There was no scratch, there was a couple scratch marks. It didn't really damage my Mud Jug at all. I slapped that lid back on, I started dipping, and a couple minutes later I tipped upside down, and it was still spill proof. So it didn't, you know, it didn't break. It was made quality. Those Mud Jugs are fucking tough. I've had my friend working on his barn on his house. It was kind of sunny and rolled off the house. And this house is a 3-story house. So it fell quite a ways on pure fucking concrete, and it didn't break. The lid popped off, of course, but other than that, it didn't break. It was, you know, good enough. You know, it's still good. He put it on, you know, scratched up. It looked a little ugly. Other than that, Mud Jugs are great. I have no problem with Mud Jugs. I'm not the person that says, you know, fuck Mud Jug. You know, I'm only gonna spit in bottles. I only spit in bottles because if I'm on the road, and I drive a lot to the farm. You know, I use them in my work truck and shit like that. And usually if I'm outside, I don't use a bottle. I don't use a Mud Jug because I'm outside. I can just spit on the ground, or on the dirt, wherever the fuck I'm at, and it's, you know, it's fine. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video before this guy comes back out and comes over to me and asks me what the fuck I was doing. I'm just sitting here in the freaking church parking lot. I usually like making these videos in this parking lot because there's no one really around. It's, you know, pretty quiet. I'm not gonna get bugged by, you know, a family member or a friend. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. At any point in time, if you did, smack that thumbs up. Like Roman always says in his end of his videos, smile more. I will always see you guys in the next video, but until then, stay frosty, my friends.